Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Hi, I'm very happy to have this chance to give my presentation. Before I start to my speech, let me introduce myself first. My name is Arina and I'm from USM Penang. Today, I will share my project for PMC 547 and the title is Advanced Organizer. Well, let's move on to the first part. Information overload. What comes to mind when you think of these words? Have you ever experienced information overload when studying for exam or even just when sitting in the class? Sometimes learning everything that required can be overwhelming and seem nearly impossible for students. Even if they are provided with all the information, it still be hard for them to remember everything. So how we as a teacher can help them to understand, to retain, and to remember the important information that we give from our lesson. So there are many strategies and techniques we can use, but in this part, we will discuss about advanced organizer. So what is meant by advanced organizer? According to Osobel, 1968, he said that advanced organizers are pedagogic devices that bridge the gap between what learners know and what a learner needs to know. In general, it can conclude that advanced organizer is a tool that used to introduce the lesson topic and illustrate the relationship between what the students are about to learn and the information they have already learned. Next, there are three purposes of the advanced organizer, which are: first, it's direct student attention to what is important in the upcoming lesson. Second, it reminds students of relevant information that they already have. And the third one is highlight relationship among ideas that will be presented. So next slide is next is type of advanced organizer. Here we have many types of advanced organizer that we can use for our students, such as expository, skimming, graphic, KWL chart, text, and narrative. For the expository, before class start, teacher may tell student what the lesson goes to the student. Either the teacher tell directly to the student or they can write down the lesson goal on the whiteboard. For example, today our goal is to learn about cycle of butterfly. Next, skimming. Skimming, teacher may ask student to skim over a reading, focusing on a highlighted information such as a caption or heading or chapter reading in the textbook. Next is graphic. Graphic, we tell information visually or in a picture. Like teacher will give a student a simple drawing of a tree with a line. So it will help student to write down the ideas and important information on that tree, on that tree drawing. So next, KWL chart. KWL chart is a chart that have three columns. First column, student need to write down anything that they know about the topic. Second column, student need to write down anything that they want to know about the topic. And the last one, the third column, they must write that what they have already learned. So next, text. Text refer to how a text is organized to help a student to follow and understand the information presented. Now it means they must to write down the information, the missing of information on the text organization. And the last one, narrative. Narrative, if we give information in a story format. At the beginning of the class, as a teacher, maybe teacher might tell one interesting story to the student that relate to the topic. In this project, I will discuss and show you just 3 of advanced organizer that I'm used for my lesson, which are graphic, text, and narration. First, graphic advanced organizer. Graphic Advanced Organizer is a teaching and learning tool that is used to organize information and ideas in a way that is easy to understand. By integrating words and visuals, this graphic organizer will show the relationships and connection between concepts, terms, and facts. So here, there are many types of graphic advanced organizer, such as concept map, mind map, sequence chart, T-chart, fishbone diagram, and Venn diagram. For the concept map, it will show concept and idea and the relationship among them. For the mind map, it's more open than the concept map, when we can put the main idea at the middle and associated ideas are arranged around the main idea. Next is sequence chart. Sequence chart will show object interaction or how the system arranged in the sequence. Next, T-chart. T-chart will help students to list 2 different things about the topic, such as pros and cons, or advantage or disadvantage about the topic. Next is fishbone diagram. This fishbone diagram is used to categorize the potential causes of a problem. It means it will help students to identify a problem root causes. Next is, the last one is Venn diagram. Venn diagram will represent mathematical or logical set pictorially as circle or closed curve, which means common elements of the sets being represented by intersection of the circle. For example, I'm using my map to introduce the topic of Malaysian currency, which are mata wang Malaysia, to my special needs student, which are slow learner in mathematics subject. Mind map is a tool that helps capture the free flow of thought and is widely used for brainstorming around topics. So how to use this? First, I'm divide them into groups and ask them to write down the topic at the center of the map. Then, add branches emerging from the center so that they can brainstorm ideas and information that relate to it. So for this topic, the ideas that relate to the Malaysian currency are banknotes and the coins. Lastly, add another connector from each ideas so that the student can write down the example of the bank notes and the coins that they know and they already see from their group discussion. So here we have for bank notes examples such are 100 ringgit, 50 ringgit, 20 ringgit, 10 ringgit, 5 ringgit, and 1 ringgit. While for the coins, we have 50 cent, 20 cent, 10 cent, and 5 cents. Next is text advanced organizer. Text advanced organizer refers to how a text is organized to help a reader to follow and understand the information presented. The text organizer will help students to write down the missing information, keywords, from the teaching materials in the classroom into the text organizer. For example, here I'm providing additional information in text organization on topic masa dan waktu for mathematics subject, so that the student can fill in the blank with the correct word. For this advanced organizer, first I give each of them a copy of this advanced organizer text organization Then I asked them to watch the video about masa dan waktu that provided in the class. While they watching the video or after they finish watch the video, they have to try to write down the suitable answer that they get from the video into the text organization. So this method will reduce the amount of information that students need to write, but it can help them to see connection of the information about the topic masa dan waktu. After that, teacher will guide and discuss with them about the correct words and introduce overall about the topic to them. And the last one is narration organizer. Narration organizer use story to activate background knowledge that allowing students to make connection to things they already know. This type of organizer use a personal connection to inspire learning. For example, before I start to teach my special needs student about the topic of ascending order number from number 1 until number 5 for mathematics subject, I'm searching and create a story that relate to the topic. So here the story that I will share and tell to them. Its topic is about kisah Oyen, tangga dan ikat. So I will tell the story using a storybook as a learning aid. First summary for this story. This story is about a cat named Oyen. One day, when he walking near a building, he saw a large fish on the stairs. So he want to take it, but he needs to climb up 5 steps before getting it. Unfortunately, every time Oyen steps, he always end up failing. Oyen always keep trying until he reach the main stairs, and finally he gets the fish. So from this story, the student can link the new information about the ascending order number from 1 until 5 before they go to the next activity. So what does this all mean? The key point is Advanced Organizer is a very useful tool for teachers to help students to understand, to retain, and to remember the new learning materials. It can be constructed using visuals, graphics, text, and a variety of other media in all subjects area and with all age of learners. Thank you for your attention. You have been a wonderful audience. Goodbye.